I'm only hard on you because I see your potential. This hurts me more than it hurts you. One day you'll thank me for this. I'm pushing you because I believe in you. Stop me if you've heard these lines before. Maybe from a coach who screamed until you broke, a boss who humiliated you in front of everyone, a parent who made you feel like nothing you did was ever good enough, or a partner who tore you down daily and called it keeping you humble. If you've heard these phrases from someone who's been systematically breaking you down, congratulations, you've met a Machiavellian. And their cruelty isn't random. It's not even personal. It's strategic. It's calculated, and is designed to make you feel guilty for questioning it. This is the art of strategic cruelty, and once you understand how it works, you'll never let anyone weaponize tough love against you again. So let's go back to 1513, Italy. A guy named Niccolo Machiavelli just got tortured and exiled by the Medici family. He's broke, he's bitter, and he's got nothing but time. So he writes a book, a handbook, really, for rulers who want to gain and keep power at any cost. It's called The Prince. And buried in chapter 8, there's this line that should make your skin crawl. Cruelties are well used when they are committed all at once, necessary to secure one's power, and then converted into the greatest possible benefit for the subjects. Let me translate that for you. If you're going to hurt someone, do it hard, do it fast, and then convince them it was for their own good. And here's the thing that keeps me up at night. Most people who use this tactic have never read Machiavelli. They don't need to, because strategic cruelty works so well that manipulators figured it out independently, across centuries, across cultures, across every type of relationship you can imagine. Your high school coach who made you run until you puked, strategic cruelty. Your first boss who publicly shamed you for minor mistakes, strategic cruelty. That parent who told you that you are fat, stupid, or disappointing because they loved you. Strategic cruelty. But here's where it gets really dark. Machiavelli wasn't entirely wrong. Sometimes strategic cruelty actually does work. Sometimes pushing someone past their comfort zone does make them stronger. Sometimes tough love is love. So how do you tell the difference between someone who's genuinely trying to help you grow and someone who's just breaking you down for their own benefit? That's what we're about to figure out. Let's break down how this actually works, because it's honestly genius in the most evil way possible. Step 1. Establish authority and concern. Before they can hurt you for your own good, they need you to believe 2 things. First, that they're qualified to judge you. And second, that they actually care about your well-being. This is why coaches emphasize their winning record. Why bosses remind you of their experience. Why toxic parents say, "I've lived longer than you." Why abusive partners isolate you from friends who might offer different perspectives. They're building credibility. They're positioning themselves as the expert on what you need. And you buy it because, honestly, maybe they do know more than you. Maybe they do have your best interests at heart. That's what makes this so insidious. The setup feels legitimate. Step 2. Identify and attack your vulnerabilities. Machiavellians are exceptional at reading people. They study you. They notice what you're insecure about, what you're afraid of, what you want most in the world, and then they use it against you. If you're insecure about your intelligence, they'll call you stupid and frame it as keeping you humble, so success doesn't go to your head. If you're desperate for approval, they'll withhold it and call it making you earn it. So you learn self-worth. If you're afraid of abandonment, they'll threaten to leave and call it showing you consequences. So you grow a backbone. Every attack is customized. Every cut is precisely placed. And every wound is immediately sanitized with the language of growth and development. Step 3. Create a cycle of pain and relief. This is where the Machiavellian playbook gets really sophisticated. They don't just hurt you. They hurt you, then they comfort you. They break you down, then they build you back up just enough to break you down again. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. The unpredictability of the reward makes you crave it more. One day your boss is screaming at you. The next day they're telling you you're their best employee. 1 week, your coach is benching you for being worthless. The next week you're starting because they see something special in you. Your brain doesn't know what to do with this, so it defaults to, if I just try harder, if I just get better, I can make the good version of them stay. And that's exactly what they want you to think. Step 4. Reframe the narrative. This is the killing blow. This is where strategic cruelty becomes foolproof. When you finally break, when you cry, or quit, or push back, they don't apologize. They don't acknowledge that maybe they went too far. Instead, they reframe your pain as proof that the cruelty was necessary. See? This is exactly why I push you so hard. You're too soft. You can't handle criticism. That's your real problem. I knew you didn't have what it takes. Suddenly, your suffering isn't evidence of their cruelty. It's evidence of your weakness. And the only way to prove them wrong is to endure more cruelty without complaining. It's a trap with no exit. Heads they win. Tails you lose. You might be thinking, okay, but I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't fall for this. And I'm telling you, yes, you would. Because strategic cruelty works on everyone. Smart people, strong people, people who swore they'd never let anyone treat them that way. Here's why it's so effective. First, it exploits our fundamental need for growth. We want to be pushed. We want to be challenged. Every self-help book, every motivational speaker, every success story tells us that growth happens outside our comfort zone. That we need mentors who will be honest with us. That coddling is the enemy of excellence. So when someone comes along and treats us harshly, our first instinct isn't, this is abuse. It's, maybe this is what I need. Machiavellians know this. They're counting on it. Second, it weaponizes your own values against you. If you value hard work, they'll call you lazy until you work yourself to exhaustion. If you value loyalty, they'll demand it unconditionally while giving you none in return. If you value humility, they'll crush your confidence and call it keeping you grounded. Your strengths become vulnerabilities. Your principles become prisons. Third, it creates cognitive dissonance that your brain desperately wants to resolve. You've got two conflicting pieces of information. This person says they care about me. This person is hurting me. Your brain hates this contradiction, so it looks for ways to make it make sense. And the easiest resolution, they're hurting me because they care. The pain is proof of love. Once you accept that logic, you're done. You'll endure anything, because in your mind, suffering has been redefined as caring. And fourth, this is the big one. Sometimes it actually produces results. Let's be brutally honest here. Some people do perform better under pressure. Some athletes do need a screaming coach to unlock their potential. Some employees do get complacent without a demanding boss. So when a Machiavellian breaks you down and you somehow succeed anyway, it validates their entire approach. See? It worked. You needed this. But here's what nobody tells you. You succeeded despite the cruelty, not because of it. The results came from your resilience, your talent, your determination. They just happened to be there taking credit for it. All right. So how do you tell the difference? Because not everyone who pushes you is manipulating you. Not every difficult boss is a Machiavellian. Not every demanding parent is abusive. Here are the markers. Pay attention to these. Marker number 1, intent versus impact. Someone who genuinely cares about you will adjust their approach when they see it's causing harm. They might push you hard, but if you tell them, "This is breaking me," they'll pause. They'll recalibrate. They'll find another way. A Machiavellian doubles down. Your pain is proof the medicine is working. Your breakdown is evidence you needed breaking. Real tough love responds to feedback. Strategic cruelty dismisses it. Marker number 2. Public versus private. People who want to help you grow will criticize you privately and praise you publicly. They protect your dignity even while challenging you to improve. Machiavellians do the opposite. They humiliate you in front of others to establish dominance and control. The public nature of the cruelty is the point. It's not about making you better. It's about making you small. If someone's tough love always seems to happen when there's an audience, that's a red flag the size of Texas. Marker number 3, consistency. Genuine mentors have standards that make sense. Their expectations might be high, but they're clear. You know what success looks like. You know how to earn their approval. Machiavellians have moving goalposts. You can never quite satisfy them because satisfaction isn't the goal. Dependency is. If you ever felt like you've made it, you might stop needing them. Can't have that. So the target keeps moving, the bar keeps rising, and you keep chasing something you'll never catch. Marker number 4, your growth versus their ego. This is the big one. Ask yourself, who benefits from this dynamic? Are you actually growing? Are you developing skills, confidence, resilience? Or are you just becoming more obedient, more anxious, more dependent on their approval? Is there tough love building you up to eventually surpass them? Or is it keeping you one step below them permanently? Real mentors celebrate when you outgrow them. Machiavellians punish you for it. Marker number 5, how you feel. I know this sounds soft, but listen. Your body knows the difference between productive discomfort and destructive abuse. Productive discomfort feels like stretching. It's challenging, but there's hope in it. You can feel yourself expanding, even if it's hard. Strategic cruelty feels like drowning. It's not, I'm being pushed to grow. It's, I'm being broken down to nothing. If every interaction leaves you feeling worthless, if you're constantly walking on eggshells, if you've started to believe you deserve the treatment, that's not growth. That's trauma. Trust your gut. If it feels like abuse, it probably is. Even if they've convinced you it's love. Let me give you some concrete scenarios so you can see this playing out in real life. The corporate Machiavellian, Sarah, works in finance. Her boss, Michael, is known as a tough but effective manager. He regularly screams at employees in meetings, calling their work garbage and their ideas embarrassing. But he also occasionally takes people out for expensive dinners and tells them they're the only competent person on the team. Sarah started strong, but after 6 months, she's a wreck. She works 80-hour weeks trying to anticipate his needs. She's lost weight. She cries in the bathroom, but when her friend suggests she find a new job, Sarah defends Michael. He's preparing me for the real world. He sees potential in me. I just need to toughen up. That's strategic cruelty. Michael's not developing Sarah. He's breaking her, and she's so deep in the cycle that she can't see it. The athletic Machiavellian, Jake plays high school football. His coach, a former college player, runs brutal practices. Players irregularly vomit. Some have passed out from heat exhaustion. The coach calls them weak and pathetic, but he also gives inspiring speeches about brotherhood and pushing past limits. When Jake's mom expresses concern, the coach pulls Jake aside. Your mom's trying to make you soft. Champions are forged in fire. Do you want to be great, or do you want to be coddled? Jake stops talking to his mom about practice. He plays through injuries. He starts believing that pain is the price of greatness. Years later, he'll look back and realize the coach wasn't building champions. He was feeding his own ego by breaking teenagers. The parental Machiavellian. Lisa's dad is a successful lawyer. He's always been hard on her. Nothing she does is good enough. A 95 on a test. What happened to the other 5 points? Second place in a competition? First place? Or you failed? When Lisa cries, he says, "The world won't coddle you. I'm preparing you for reality. You'll thank me when you're successful." Lisa is 32 now. She's successful by external measures. Good job, nice apartment. But she's miserable. She can't enjoy her achievements because there's always a voice in her head, her dad's voice, telling her she's not good enough. She's been in therapy for years, trying to unlearn what he taught her. That's the legacy of strategic cruelty. Sometimes you succeed, but you're broken in the process. The romantic Machiavellian, David tells his girlfriend, Emma, that he's brutally honest because he respects her too much to lie. He points out every flaw, her weight, her career choices, her friends, her family, always followed by, "I'm only saying this because I want you to be your best self." Emma used to be confident. Now she second-guesses everything. She stopped seeing friends because David convinced her they were toxic. She's changed her appearance, her goals, her entire personality trying to meet his standards. And when she finally works up the courage to say, "This doesn't feel like love," David responds, "Of course it's hard. Real growth is uncomfortable. If you can't handle honesty, maybe you're not ready for a mature relationship." That's strategic cruelty in intimate relationships, and it's devastatingly common. So what do you do if you recognize yourself in any of these scenarios? How do you protect yourself from strategic cruelty? First, name it. Just recognizing that strategic cruelty is a thing gives you power. The next time someone hurts you and follows it with, "I'm doing this for your own good," you can ask yourself, is this really for my good, or is this serving them? Second, document the pattern. Machiavellians are masters at making you doubt your own perception. So write it down. Keep a journal of interactions. When you see it on paper, the cycles, the contradictions, the escalation, it becomes harder to deny. Third, seek outside perspectives. Strategic cruelty thrives in isolation. Talk to people who aren't under the Machiavellian's influence. a therapist, a friend from outside that environment, someone who can say, "No, that's not normal, that's not okay." Fourth, set boundaries and watch what happens. This is the ultimate test. Say no to something. Push back gently. Set a reasonable boundary. If they're genuinely trying to help you grow, they'll respect it. They might disagree, but they'll engage with your perspective. If they're a Machiavellian, they'll punish you for it. The cruelty will escalate. They'll accuse you of being ungrateful, weak, or disrespectful. They'll make the boundary violation about your failure, not their behavior. Fifth, understand that leaving might be your only option. I wish I could tell you that you can fix this, that if you just communicate better or set clearer boundaries, the Machiavellian will change. But here's the truth. People who use strategic cruelty don't change unless they want to. And most of them don't want to, because from their perspective, it's working. So sometimes, the healthiest thing you can do is walk away. Leave the job. End the relationship. Cut contact with the family member. It won't feel like strength. It'll feel like giving up, like proving them right. But years from now, when you've rebuilt yourself in an environment that doesn't require you to bleed for approval, you'll understand. Leaving wasn't weakness. It was self-preservation. Strategic cruelty is one of the oldest manipulation tactics in human history because it works. It works on smart people, strong people, people who genuinely want to grow and improve. And the scariest part, the people who use it often believe they're helping you. They've convinced themselves that their cruelty is kindness, that breaking you down is building you up, that the end justifies the means. Machiavelli wrote The Prince as a cynical guide to power. He never intended for it to be a relationship manual, but somehow his advice for conquering city-states has become the playbook for conquering people. I'm only hard on you because I see your potential. This hurts me more than it hurts you. One day you'll thank me for this. Now you know what those phrases really mean. They mean, I'm about to hurt you, and I'm gonna make you believe it's for your benefit. Don't fall for it. Not anymore. You deserve people in your life who challenge you without crushing you, who push you without breaking you, who see your potential and nurture it, not weaponize it against you. Strategic cruelty isn't tough love. It's just cruelty with good PR. And you're done accepting it. If this video helped you see something you've been trying to ignore, hit that subscribe button. I break down dark psychology tactics every week, and trust me, once you start recognizing these patterns, you can't unsee them. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you experienced strategic cruelty? What happened? And if you think someone needs to hear this, share it with them. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is help someone recognize the trap they're in. I'll see you in the next one.